Be mindful, be compassionate with your transition. And I like to sit sideways on the mat like this to get down to the floor. You can bring the front hand in front of you, push into that front hand to lift the ribs, drop the head, and then you can extend the low arm long and come to lie on the side. And then we're going to roll hands to the sky, knees to the sky, so that we find ourselves on our spines. Shift so that you're in the center of the mat. And here we are. Okay, feet on the ground. Let yourself get really heavy into the earth. And we're going to actually reach down right away with the feet on the ground and the knees up. We're going to push the feet into the earth, stay light on the heels, and we're going to lift the belly button. So rather than thrusting the hips upwards, we're going to let the hips be very heavy, magnetized to the earth. And we're going to push the belly button up, and the hips will follow as they stay so heavy. Now bring both hands right away, get intimate with yourself, tuck both sides of the bum to comb the flesh of the glutes up, back, and wide to untuck the tailbone, sit the hips back down on the earth, and this allows for a lumbar curve to be intact here as we lie on the back. Okay, we're going to reach two hands forward of the heart, push forward, reach like your arms are getting longer, soft fists, we call these seed hands, like an open, very soft, relaxed fist. Reach forward, we're going to lift the chin, press the upper part of the back skull into the earth. And let's rock these hands to the left, reach to the sky, lift one shoulder, push skyward, open up the back of the ribs, let the shoulder blade expand away from the spine, exhale through center, and we're going to reach the other hand, reach it tall into the sky, widen the shoulder blade away from the spine. Let's do a couple of those, a few more of those, rocking the ribs side to side as you reach skyward. Just take a look at my live people. Yes, exactly. Allow for space between the wrists, so it's more like a V shape. Push away from the body, widen the space of the back part. Yeah. All right, so the first principle in bowspring is central channel. So we're getting so long through the core, and we're going to get more into that, but there's an opening at the crown of the head and an opening at the pelvic floor, and this channel is as wide as the neck, and it runs through your vertical core. And what we're doing now is activating the radiant heart, which is represented physiologically by the rib cage. So let's cross one wrist on top and other wrist on underneath. Press into that contact point. Outer edges of the palms can press into each other as well. Use that point of contact. Bottom wrist pushes up, top wrist pushes down. Now push this X shape away from you into the sky. Keep all of that. And we're going to roll the ribs side to side as you reach away from the body to extend through the arms, widen through the back ribs. Oh, enjoy. So bowspring is a pleasure path. Everything you do, it might be new, it might be awkward, it might be unusual, but seek for the pleasure. Reach for that pleasure. Breathe wide into the back ribs right now, wide into the side ribs. And rock side to side. Oh, so good. Widen through the lowest of the ribs, which are touching the waist actually. Let's open up the arms again. Wide angle like a V. Push forward of the heart. Press the back of the skull into the earth. As you reach the hands skyward, you might lighten up in the ribs a little bit. Those of you who know bowspring a bit more, you might even be able to lift the ribs entirely off the earth as you press the upper back skull into the ground. Reach the hands into the sky. Widen through the back part, the back ribs. Place them back down if they were lifted. And now we're going to cross other wrist on top. Press into this point of contact. Press outer edges of the wrists into each other. Push this X away from the heart. Reach, reach, reach. And now roll side to side. Can you widen the back ribs? Can you press the lowest ribs into the earth as you reach this shape into the sky? Roll side to side. Use your breath. Inhale to one side. Reach. Exhale through center. Reach high. Inhale to the other side. Widening the back heart. The back heart is like the shadow heart, the dark side of the moon that we don't see, so we don't pay attention to. But we're going to breathe into all sides of the ribs today. All right, let's let that go. We're going to lift both feet off the earth, square legs. Let's cup the fronts of the knees now. Push the knees away from you to extend the arms so long. Root the tailbone backwards into the earth. The belly button rises to the sky. Push the knees into the hands. Widen the shoulders, widen the back of the ribs, and now rock side to side. Keep the knees pushing into the hands. So long in the arms. Lifted chin, press backwards into the skull. Rock and roll side to side. This one's called freedom pose. Oh, seek for the freedom, reach for the freedom that can exist in this moment. And notice that you're rolling on the hips, the ribs, and the skull, the head. These are the spheres of the body, the rounded parts of the body. And the belly and the neck can lengthen so long, and they lift forwards, they curve forwards. Oh, so enjoyable. All right, let's roll to the right side, all the way to the right side. Let go of the knees, lengthen the arms. Find the feet, and you're gonna use the feet to lift the hips and push them back behind you so far, like maybe 5 inches, 20 centimeters. Bring the knees in front of the hips, the heels away from the hips, and the ribs can walk forwards. Excuse me. Head can rest on the long arm, or you can even bend your grounded arm, your right arm, so the head can land in the palm of the hand. The left hand reaches way forward of the heart. Fingertips land. Rounded fingers, like as if you're holding an orange in front of you. Fingernails touch on the ground. Left elbow raises to the sky so that you stay wide through the back part, wide through the shoulders. Press right side body into the earth. Right shoulder, right elbow, right hip, right knee, right side of the foot. Press down into the earth to lift the right side, waist maybe off the earth. Left elbow reaches to the sky. Head presses back into the hand to lengthen through the neck. Let's push into the ground so much that the left foot, left leg floats off of the right leg. Now find a miniature bicycle pedal. Left knee stays forward. Super mini bicycle pedal here as you continue to press your right side body into the earth. Press the head back, lengthen the neck. Get so long, your pelvic floor is reaching down and back behind you. Crown of the head reaches up and away from the body. Resisted quality of the left heel as if you're pulling backwards into tapia as you pull back towards the bum. Resisted. If I was with you, I'd place my hand on the back of the heel so that you have to push back as you pedal backwards. Keep all of this. I invite you to bring left hand to the top of left knee. Push hand into knee, knee into hand as the head reaches up and back, long belly. Stay with the bicycle pedal. Open up the front body, stay wide through the shoulders, push down into the earth, push hand into knee, knee into hand. Hopefully you're feeling the side booty light up here. Couple more breaths. Breathe deep, breathe long. Stay with this bicycle pedal. Use the resistance of hand into knee to grow longer through the waist. Beautiful. All right, one more breath, and we're gonna let go of that contact point. Let the leg float down. Extend both arms long, let the head roll back and onto the earth. Two seed hands, push forward of the heart, find the bottoms of your feet. We're gonna roll again onto the back body. Supine bow. Really great, you guys, so good. Shift the hips, ribs, and head if you need to get to the center of your mat. Untuck the tail again, push into the feet, lift the belly button, let the hips stay heavy as they lift ever so slightly off the earth. Grab under the bump, pull the flesh up, back, and wide to sit the hips back down, untucked tail. Push two seed hands into the sky one at a time, widen the shoulders, fill the ribs. So nice, lift the chin, press the upper skull back into the earth. We're gonna lift both feet again, square legs. Reach both hands into the sky. Now we're gonna bring the legs halfway to the right. Seed hands reach forward and halfway to the left. Breathe. Exhale through center. Legs halfway to the left. Seed hands halfway to the right. Root the tailbone back. Root the low ribs back into the earth. Exhale through center. Find a couple of these. Slight twist. You don't have to go very far, but this is a way of working the core, of pulling in the waist, tightening up through the waist without crunching, without shortening the front body. For those of you who have more of a bowspring experience, you could extend the legs long and the arms long when you're in your twist. Reach, extend, expand, lift the chin, press the skull back. Exhale, bend, come through center, halfway the other way, slight twist. And you can extend, push the feet and the hands away from each other just a little bit to get into the obliques, the core here. Couple more moments with this. Explore, let your body experience this length and strength of the center of the core, the waist. And as you feel even, place the feet back down. Push into the feet to lift the belly button. Let the hips be so heavy. And then as they lighten up a bit off the earth, slide them to the left a few inches and place the hips back down. Keep the tail untucked. We're going to roll all the way to the left side body. Yeah, left side body, beautiful. Press into the feet to send the hips way back behind you, maybe 5 inches or 20 centimeters. Bring the knees forward of the hips, the ribs forward, and you can let your head land on your long arm, your left arm, or you can bend the elbow, let the head land into the palm. Bring right hand way forward of the heart on the floor, right elbow reaches to the sky, right fingertips touch the floor. Soft knuckles like you're holding an orange, elbow rises to the sky. Let's begin to press the left side body into the earth. Left shoulder, left elbow, left hip, left knee, left edge of the foot. Head presses back into the hand. Open up the front body. Press down so much into the earth that the left side waist can begin to lift. Push down so much that the right leg can float a few inches off of the left leg. Begin to bicycle pedal, miniature bicycle pedal in the forward plane. Flexed ankles, soft toes. Don't worry about that if you're new, but that's what we're getting towards. The toes soften down. Push into the earth. Keep that tone. Lift the head, the crown away from the body. Back of the head presses back. Mini bicycle pedal. Find that resistant quality of the heel pressing back towards the bump, like it's pushing through taffy. Option to bring right hand to the front of right knee. Push knee into hand, hand into knee. Notice how that opens the belly, opens the throat. Stay with your bicycle pedal, but use the resistance now to make it even stronger. Yeah, breathe long, breathe deep. Press into the earth with your left side body. Push hand into knee, into hand. A couple more breaths here. Lengthen through all sides of the neck. Lengthen through all sides of the waist. Push left edge of the foot into the earth. Tone all through your whole system. Beautiful. One more breath, and let's let that go. Soften the leg back down to stack on top of the left leg. And let's extend the arms long. We're going to push into the right hand. Let the head be so heavy. We're going to rise up to seated with the right side ribs leading the way. We always lead with the heart in this practice. So just try it on for size. Press right hand in front of the heart and push yourself back towards your hips so you can now use your left hand. Push back, widen the right ribs, walk the hands backwards. Let the head be so heavy. Walk the hands back towards the body. Rise up, rise up. Let the head be very relaxed. And we're up to seated now. Yes! So beautiful, my friends. Great transition. Let's find ourselves seated in hero pose. I forgot to say in the email to have a little prop, like a rolled up towel or a yoga block or a stack of books. But if not, that's okay. Just sit back on your heels. If you do have a yoga block or something you can put between your ankles sideways to sit on, that lifts the hips a little bit, and that's a nice way to get into this new alignment system. So we're working with the double S curves. Remember the hips, the low ribs, and the back of the upper skull, those are the spheres that are moving back, whereas the low back, the waist, and the neck move forward, double S curve. Okay, same thing as when we were on the ground. We're going to lean forward, reach back under the bum, grab low, pull wide, up, back, and wide to sit back down, untucked tail. This is a back saver as long as we prioritize primary curve, which is the thoracic spine, back ribs, back heart. Ribs are forward of the hips, crown reaches tall and high, lift the chin. Let's place the fingertips on the thighs, elbows reach forward and wide. Close the eyes for a moment. Breathe tall. Breathe wide into the side ribs. Reach the elbows forward and wide. Just take a few moments to scan through the body. Notice where you're at. Invite an intention into your physical expression. And blink open the eyes, place your gaze onto a horizon, an imaginary horizon, a lifted and wide gaze. This is what we use in bowspring. Reach forward with two seed hands. We're gonna cross, actually before we do that, let's find hug arms. Elbows lifted in front of the shoulders, opposite hands on opposite shoulders. Let's drop the head forward for a moment. Make sure the ribs are forward in space from the hips. Drop the head and find a gentle arc of the side ribs side to side as you gently pull the shoulder blades away from the spine. Just get into this beautiful back heart opening here. Pull the shoulder away as you arc and open the side ribs to one side. Opposite ear to opposite shoulder. Once you feel the fullness back there, the width between the shoulder blades, you can lift the chin, lift the gaze. Oh, yeah. Widen up all the soft tissues so that the lungs can actually expand and breathe more fully. You're doing so beautifully. Let's open that up. We're going to use the same cross of the wrists that we just did on our backs, but this time forward of the navel, belly button. Press bottom wrist up, upper wrist down, push outer hands into each other, reach forward with this shape, squeeze the block or the heels energetically towards each other, and press the tops of the feet down into the earth to lift the front ankle. Optional. If that hurts your feet, don't do it, but it's called a hero foot. Anchor the roots, the lower body. Excuse me. And we're going to push this X shape forward, slide it to one side, drop ear to shoulder. Reach it forward and low, slide it to the other side, ear to shoulder. A couple of these arcs, side to side. You can squeeze the block or your prop and maybe lift up just ever so slightly off the block. Press the knees down and wide to open up the belly as you maybe rise off the block or not. Bring this shape over to the side. Maybe bring it a little higher as you arc sideways, maybe shoulder height. Use your breath, exhale through center, inhale, arc. Exhale through center, root down, touch the prop. Inhale, arc, rise up, press the knees wide, open the belly. Yes, so good. One more time. Inhale, rise up. And come back down to the prop, unlink the arms. Let's find hug arms the other way, other arm on top. You might need to try which one feels more awkward. That's the one. Slide the ribs forward, lift the chin, or actually you can drop the head to get wide in the back part. You can allow the shoulders to round even and lift forward as you reach the elbows forward and pull the shoulder blades away from the spine here. Arc side to side. Option to lift the chin, lift the crown as you continue to pull the shoulder blades away. And instead of arcing sideways, you can turn. Twist the elbows to face one direction. Keep the chin in alignment with the center of the chest and turn the other way as you pull the shoulder blades gently away from the spine. Yeah, really great. Let's open that up. Cross other wrist on top this time from what we did before. Reach the belly long, ribs forward of the hips. Press into this contact point, bring it low, reach it forward, and squeeze the prop. Push the tops of the feet down to lift the front ankles. Knees press forward and wide if you're doing this lift. Yeah, we're gonna slide this shape to one side, arc the ribs open, ear to shoulder, gaze forward, lifted gaze on the horizon. Exhale through center, inhale the other way. Maybe rise up slightly off the block, keeping the hips magnetized backwards towards your prop, towards your heels. Inhale, rise, maybe, or stay on your block, whatever's most comfortable. Exhale, down through center. Inhale, rise up. Maybe this X shape comes as high as the shoulders. And if it feels good, if it feels delicious, you can even bring this shape higher than the shoulders. If that feels good, open up the side body. Beautiful, you guys. Yes. So good. I don't have to give you any adjustments. You're doing so beautifully. Reach long. Reach forward. Use your breath. Exhale. Inhale. If you're rising off the block, make sure to press the knees wide as you rise. Activate the glutes. Yeah, let that go. And you guys, you can always come out of any pose anytime. You don't have to go as long. Follow your body. Your body is your master teacher. Let's move the prop out of the way. We're going to hero the feet. That means push the tops of the feet down into the earth and pull them towards the knees to hollow, lift the front ankles. Knees are narrow so that they can press energetically wide. Sit the hips back towards the heels. Keep the belly long as you reach your long arms forward. Lifted gaze, lifted chin. Touch the ground, walk forward. And we're going to come to all fours, hands and knees. Hands come forward of the shoulders. So the arms are on an angle. And bring them as wide as the mat as well. So your pinky finger might be touching the edge of the mat. Drop the head. Push the arms away into the earth to fill the back part. Knees press wide. Tops of the feet press down. Fill the back part. Push. Get so wide through back part. Now we're going to slide the ribs side to side. You can leave the head heavy for now. Push the earth away. Your arms are getting longer. Slide the ribs. Once you have that fullness of the back part, shoulder blades wide, we're going to lift the chin, lift the gaze forward, drop the belly button, and lift the tail. Press the knees wide. So notice we're in a double S curve here. Back part, primary curve, is full, rising buoyant to the sky by pushing into the earth. And then the belly button drops down, the tail rises. Now we're going to sit back, exhale, sit all the way back to the heels, gaze forward. Pull the hands towards you as you inhale, rise, push into the earth to fill the back part. Exhale, root back. Inhale, rise, reach the crown of the head forward, stay long through the neck. Exhale, back, yes. Inhale, rise. Elbows rotate wide, so the creases of the elbows face each other. You can find like you're holding two jar lids and you're screwing them inwards to the midline. That's the energetic action. The fingers are not actually moving, but the rotation allows the elbows to point out to the sides. This is saving your wrists. Inhale, belly long, reach the crown long. Couple more pulses here. Knees press wide, yes. So beautiful. All right, let's slide the top of the right foot up to the right slightly. Kickstand, we call it. Sit back towards the heels. Gaze forward, gaze lifted. Drop right ear to right shoulder. Cover the left knee off the ground. Place the left paw out to the side, maybe the edge of the mat, but not in front of the right knee. So notice the tendency to want to step forward like a big lunge, and then we lose the curve of the low back. So we're going to keep the left foot behind the right knee, but out to the side. Let the heel swivel out behind you so that the knee is pointing kind of forward and kind of to the side. Drop right ear to right shoulder, gaze forward of your mat. Sit back, exhale, back to the right heel. Inhale, rise to the left ribs, push into that right arm. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, push into the left big toe, push the foot back behind you. Exhale, sit back, find your pulse. Inhale, rise, drop right ear to right shoulder. Exhale, sit back. Rise up through the back ribs, the left ribs. Push the earth away with the right arm. Find the pleasure, find the enjoyment here. Yes, right ear to right shoulder. Gaze forward, lifted chin. I know there's a lot of cues. Just enjoy what you can. Option to bring, we're going to actually bring the left hand back again to the bum. We love our bums in bowspring. Cup the bottom of the left bum. Pull back and wide. Drop right ear to right shoulder. Gaze forward of your mat onto the floor. Exhale, root back. Inhale, rise, fill the ribs. Push the earth away. Notice how this opens the belly, opens the neck. Keep this pull of the glute up, back, and wide to open the front body. Once you have that, imagine your hand is still there, but we're going to touch it down to the earth again. Couple pulses, and reach this time. Left seed hand pushes forward into space. Drop right ear to right shoulder. Crown of the head begins to tilt over the right shoulder. Keep pulsing with your breath. Push down with that left big toe. So good. Let's bring left hand to the front of left knee. Couple pulses here. Push hand into knee. Drop the right ear to right shoulder. I know I keep saying it. Lengthen through the side neck, the back part. Push the earth away. So good. This whole pose is called humble kitty, by the way. Let's bring the fingertips back to touch. Hand, and then top of the foot, and then knee. Let's sit back on the heels for a moment. And just rise up through the crown, lift up through the chin, widen, allow the shoulders to slide wide. Let the low body sink down, be very heavy. Waist and ribs rise up. Breathe, long exhale, deep inhale. Grab water anytime you need it. We're just going really gentle for today. All right, let's hero the feet again. Press the tops of the feet down to follow the front ankles, down and towards the knees. Knees narrow to press wide. We're gonna sit the hips back towards the heels. Keep them anchoring back as we reach forward, lifted gaze, long arms, walk forward, hands and knees. Bring the hands forward of the shoulders and as wide as the mat. Rotate the elbows out wide to the sides. Push the earth away. Fill the back part. This is primary curve. The thoracic spine, upper back. Shoulders wide, elbows wide, arms pressed so long. Then you can lift the gaze, lift the chin, drop the belly button, press the knees wide to lift the tail up to the sky. If you had a tail, it would be reaching skywards. Press the knees wide, exhale back. Inhale, pull the hands towards you to lengthen the belly. Inhale forward, exhale back. A couple pulses through center. Yes. Reach long with the crown of the head. Root back and wide with the hips. Beautiful. Next time you come forward, find stillness. We're going to slide the top of the left foot to the left slightly. Kickstand. Cover the right knee. Place the right paw out to the side. Sit back towards the left heel. Drop left ear to left shoulder. Gaze forward of the mat. You can swivel the back heel, the right heel behind you so it's pointing backwards a little bit. And the knee comes a little bit into the midline. Drop left ear to left shoulder. Push into that foot, the paw, the forefoot of the right foot to rise up through the right ribs. Come forward. Inhale. Exhale, root back. Inhale, rise to the right ribs, drop ear to shoulder, crown of the head begins to tilt over the right arm, over the right shoulder, gaze forward, find your pulse. Exhale back, press into the right paw to lengthen through the low belly. Let's bring right hand to the bottom of the right bum. Pull the flesh up, back, and wide to rise up. Press down through the foot. Open up. Left ear to left shoulder. Exhale back. Keep this bind. Pull the flesh up, back, and wide. Open the low belly. Open the neck. Right shoulder moves away from the ear. Wide to the side. Inhale, rise. Exhale, root back. And now you can bring hand to touch the floor again, just fingertips. Push the earth away with the left arm. Open the right side ribs. Reach right seed hand forward and long. Push into the right paw. Get so long through center. Inhale, drop right ear, right shoulder, gaze forward. Option to bring right hand to the top of the right knee. Push into that point of contact, get even longer. Push the earth away. Exhale back. Inhale, rise up. Exhale back. Push into this point of contact. Push into the earth. Right big toe pushes down and back. Oh, and let's bring right fingertips to land. Right hand, right top of the foot, and knee back to hands and knees. Beautiful, my friends. Sit back on the heels for a moment. Rise up through the crown of the head. Let the shoulders slide wide. And just feel. Feel any spaciousness that might have opened up through what we just did. All right. So good, my friends. We're going to hero the feet, tops of the feet press down and pull towards the knees slightly. Take the hips back, reach forward with the arms, forward of the shoulders, nice and wide like a V. Push forward, yeah, widen up more space even, Nikki. Yes, awesome. Let's lift up off the heels and slide your weight to the right so that you can bring your left foot slightly forward of your knee. Little mini lunge here. Yeah. We're going to tuck the back right toes, sit the hips back, and then we're going to reach forward and lift the gaze. We're going to press down with the arms as we rise up, okay? So sit back, push off the back foot, reach forward, press down with the arms. We're going to rise up, send the hips back, rise up to stand. Yes. I know. Things are challenging with bowstring, but trust me, it makes your life easier. So here we are standing. Let's find feet outer hip width distance apart. So maybe a little wider than in yoga. Yeah. Press, or actually let's shift the weight to the forefoot. We basically use only the paw in bowspring, the paw, which is the forefoot. So lighten up off the heels. You don't need to lift the heels, but just lighten off the heels. Imagine you're touching the skin of the heels, but not the bone. Let's try that a couple times. Weight in the forefoot, toes pressing down. What does that feel like? Versus setting back and putting the weight into the heels with the toes lifting and in the bone of the heel. So notice when I go backwards and my weight's in the heels here, versus when I come forward, press into the big toes. It's more activated, it's more ready, it's bouncier, it's lighter. So press down with the feet wide, knees press wide. Actually, let's slide our hands to the sides of the knees, lean forward just a little bit. Bend into both knees, yeah, exactly. Outer knees, press knees into hands, hands into knees. That lights up the booty. Keep that action. Slide the hands back up, long belly. Root down into all the toes. We're going to float the hands forward as you sit the hips back, long belly, lifted chin, lifted gaze. Reach the hands forward of the shoulders nice and wide, like a V. Sit back, and now we're going to slide the ribs side to side. Can we just isolate the ribs? Imagine someone's holding your hips back, and it's just the ribs. It might be very subtle at first, which is fine. Ribs side to side, allow the ear to fall to shoulder. And then with some time, opening the side body as your body allows, the arms can trail after the ribs. And the head can trail after the ribs. This one's called seaweed sway. Be sure to bend into the knees, knees forward, hips back. Yes, beautiful. Oh, so good, yes. Nice, yeah, exactly. Forward bend, I was feeling that too. Knees forward, hips back. We're gonna keep the hands just forward of the belly button, elbows wide. Sit back to step wide. Sit back to step wide. Okay? Swivel the heels in a little bit, ground all the toes, lean forward, drop the arms, send the hips backwards into space. And keep the knees bent. We're just going to slide the ribs side to side. Gorilla. Eyes forward on the horizon. Gorilla. Make gorilla sounds maybe. Lift up through the back ribs like they're so light, like a helium balloon. Push the feet down and wide, light on the heels. Oh, yes. And you extend long through the crown of the head, lengthen through the front of the neck, gaze forward. Nice. So good. Let's come back up. Sit back to step in, sit back to step in. Earth position. Light on the heels, rooted down, press down into the big toes. All the other toes will follow suit. We're going to sit way back, float the arms forward of the shoulders nice and wide. Actually, they don't have to be wide for this one. Sit back, reach forward. We're going to bend at the elbows. Hands come to the sides of the head above the ears, and fingers wrap around the skull. Elbows forward, pointing in the direction of your nose. Sit way back, press the head back, reach the elbows forward, widen the shoulders, soften the tops of the shoulders, And we're gonna rise up, push the feet wide, knees wide, light on the heels, rooted in the toes, elbows reach to the sky, belly stretch. Keep your knees slightly bent, even on the full extension. Exhale, root back, root your booty back. Inhale, reach the elbows forward and tall. Rise up, belly stretch. Exhale, root back. Inhale, rise, press the head back, reach the elbows to the sky. Exhale, root back. One more time through center. Inhale, rise up, open up. Elbows forward and to the sky. Come through center. We're gonna sit way back, and this time, rise up, 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 and over to the left. Right elbow reaches to the sky. Start looking towards the left. Keep a bend to the knees, even in your full length. Exhale, root back. Keep the arc. Inhale, rise, right elbow to the sky, arcing open to the left. Gaze to the left. Find a few pulses here. Elbows reach forward, narrow towards the face, rather than wide up to the sides. Yes, so you're filling in the back part. Beautiful. And we're gonna bring left hand to the top of left thigh. Push hand into thigh, and then press the head back as you begin to look more and more to the left with each pulse. Sit back. Push down to stay long on both sides of the body. Rise up, press the head back. Breathe deep. Exhale to root back. Inhale to rise. Get so long. Exhale, root back. Inhale, rise. Push the feet wide. Send the hips back. And we're going to come out of that, let go of the hand, come through center. Just slide the hips side to side. Allow the arms to sway. Soft knees, knees forward, hips back. There's a bounciness of bowspring. If you can bounce, if you can stay light, if you feel like you can run or hop or skip, you're in your bowspring. Hips back, belly long. Yes, light on the heels. So beautiful. All right. Press down through the toes. Press the feet energetically wide. Stay light off the heels, or just the skin touching is what I mean. Knees press wide. We're gonna sit way back. Reach the arms forward. Lift the chin. Bend at the elbows. Place the hands above the ears on the sides of the head. Fingers wrap around. This is called ecstasy arm position, by the way. Elbows reach forward. Head presses back. Sit back with the hips. Root. Exhale. Inhale. Rise the elbows to the sky. Press the head back. Belly stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Root back. One more time through center. Inhale. Rise up. Elbows to the sky. Exhale. Root back. Root deep. Inhale. Arc up and over to the left. To the right. Left elbow reaches high to the sky. Keep the arc. Exhale, root back. Inhale, rise up, press the head back. Left elbow to the sky. Begin gazing to the right. You're looking towards the right a little more with each pulse. Make sure to keep a micro bend in the knees, even as you rise to your full length. Let's bring right hand to the top of right thigh. Push hand into thigh to stay long on both sides of the body. Press the head back, open up, look to the right. Exhale, root back. Inhale, rise, keep the chin lifted, head pressing back, elbow reaching forward, narrow to the face. Yes, one more pulse, extend, get so long, open up, press the head back, and let's let go of the hands. Come back through center. Shift the weight side to side. Keep the knees soft. Keep the knees forward. Stay light on the heels. And just breathe. Lift the chin. Lift the crown up high to the sky. Yeah. So good. Let's come to the back of the mat. Knees forward, hips back. Let's float. 2 arms forward, horizon arms, gaze on the horizon. Soft fists, like you're holding 2 butterflies. The fingers are so soft. Reach forward, reach wide. We're gonna bend into both knees, sit the hips back. Shift the weight to the left. Hover the right heel, gaze forward. We're gonna slide the right paw forward, all toes connected. Keep the toes connected. Keep the hips back as you bend to reach forward. Little mini lunge here. Bend into both knees, sit the hips back, and as you reach forward with the hands, we're gonna let the left knee descend by rooting the hips backwards, reaching the arms forwards until slowly that left knee touches. Untuck the toes, then slide the right foot back to meet the left. And we're back on the ground here. Take a moment. You can sit on the prop if you like, or just on the heels with the hero foot. Grab the flesh of the booty, lean forward a little bit. Lift up, back and wide to sit back down. Long, low belly. Elbows forward, fingertips touch the thighs, close the eyes. Lift the crown of the head up and away into the sky. Get so long through central channel, wide through radiant heart, and just breathe. Beautiful. Blink open the eyes, keep your gaze lifted, chin lifted. And we're gonna sit the hips back to walk the hands forward. Hands and knees. And we're just gonna walk, we're gonna walk left, or knees to the left is what I mean. Just walk them gently so that they face the left edge of your mat. And then we're gonna let the right hip descend, so the right hip is on the ground. Kind of like this little mermaid pose here. Yeah. Make sure the hands are ahead of the shoulders. You might want to walk them forward just a little bit. Push the hands forward to fill the back part, widen the shoulders, drop the head, push away to fill those back ribs. You might be pushing backwards here. And then roll open like a snail, long, the belly gets long. You can pull towards you, elbows wide, lift the chin, lift the gaze, reach forward, extend. And then push the hands away again to send the hips back, the ribs backwards behind you, drop the head. Inhale, spiral open, low belly gets long, front of the belly gets long. Lift the chin, lift the gaze. Couple little pulses here like this. Lifting the ribs behind you and then lengthening the front body. Yeah. All right, push the hands away. We're going to plant the knees again. We're going to just walk them gently over to face the right side edge of the mat. To place the left hip down on the ground. Left hip plants. And we're going to do the same thing. Push the ground away from you to fill the back ribs. Drop the head. Exhale. Fill up. And then inhale. Roll the low belly forward and long. Solar plexus reaches forward. Push the earth away as you pull towards you to open up the front body. Lift the chin, lift the gaze. Exhale. Push the ground away. Fill the back part. Drop the head. Inhale, roll forward, open the low belly, lengthen through the waist, widen through the ribs, lift the chin with the crown. Couple like this. Find the enjoyment, the sensuality of the spine, the sensuality of creating more space. And then as you're ready, place the right hand in front of the heart, up to the side. Push the earth away to fill the right ribs. They're reaching to backwards into the sky. Drop left ear down. And slide left hand long and forward on the mat to slide all the way down to the left side. Yeah. Drop the head back onto the earth. And we're going to bring 2 seed hands to the sky, knees to the sky. Roll onto the back body. Keep the hands reaching to the sky, and you can shift your hips, your ribs, and head sideways to come back to the center of the mat. All right, one more time. We're going to reach down to the lower bum, push into the paws of the feet to lift the belly button, and the hips will start to lighten up off the earth even though they're heavy. Pull the flesh up, back, and wide to set the tailbone back down, untucked. Lower lumbar curve intact. Reach the hands forward. Let's do a slow motion punch this time. Right seed hand reaches to the sky. Push up. Lift the shoulder. Reach, reach, reach. Make sure the chin is lifted. Reach, reach, reach. And then place the shoulder back down wide, elbow wide. Place the shoulder down. Oh, so much more space. Reach the left hand forward into the sky. Reach, lift the shoulder. Press the head back. Reach, reach, reach. Pull, pull, pull the shoulder blade away from the spine. And then press the elbow wide, the shoulder wide as you settle it back down. So good. All right. Let's bring the right ankle on top of left. And hands can come, fingertips can land above the head with elbows pointing to the sky. Or you can lift the foot, the left foot off the earth and catch the right shin. And then if you are catching the shin, the leg shape moves away from you so the arms get long, belly gets long, lift the chin. And now slowly roll the leg shape back, side to side. Press leg into ankle, ankle into leg. Remember to extend long through the arms. The shape is moving away from the body to keep the lumbar curve intact. Just a gentle roll side to side here. Yeah. Let go of the shin and let's reach 2 hands to the sky, or you can keep them touching the floor above your head. And let's bring the whole shape over to the left. Just a little bit, maybe left foot lands, and this can hover part way, or maybe the right foot lands on the earth too. Push the feet away from you to send the hips backwards. Just enjoy a little twist here. And push the left foot into the earth to come up through center. Switch the feet, right foot lands on the earth. Left ankle on top of right thigh. Hands can be above your head on the ground. Elbows pointing to the sky, fingertips on the earth, like you're holding 2 oranges, round dome hands. You can stay here, push ankle into thigh, thigh into ankle, or you can lift the right foot off the ground and roll this shape gently side to side, or you can bring both hands to the shin, left shin. Pull the legs away from you to lengthen the waist. Widen the shoulders, lengthen the arms, and roll gently this shape side to side. Push ankle into leg, leg into ankle. Lift the chin, press the head back. Feel how the obliques, the core is working, but lengthening and tightening at the same time without crunching and shortening. Option to roll this shape slightly to the left. Maybe the right foot drops down. Maybe you stay here in sort of a half twist, or maybe the left foot finds its way to the ground. Push the feet away from you to send the hips backwards into the earth. Lengthen through the front body. Couple of pulses, super subtle. And then press the right foot into the earth to come up, exhale through center. Place the left foot back down onto the earth. Let's find hands on the ground above the head if they're not already. Elbows point to the sky. Widen the feet so that they find the edges of the mat. And let's bring right knee towards left foot as the left knee stays pointing to the sky. Once the right knee comes across, you can bring the left knee to the midline a little bit. Push the feet down into the earth and root the hips backwards into the earth as well. You'll feel a juicy stretch deep into the hip joint. Exhale, press the right edge of the foot down and towards you as you rise the right knee up to face the sky. Both knees point up. Left knee comes across the midline to point towards the right foot. Once it finds its maximum place, right knee comes to center. Push the feet into the ground. Breathe the belly long. Tailbone roots back into the earth. Mini pulses are here for you. Breathe into that hip joint. We're anchoring the hip. Exhale, push the left edge of the foot into the earth to rise the knee up to face the sky again. Both knees to the sky. This time, let's bring both knees over to the left, windshield wiper style. Let them relax. And then push the edges of the feet down and towards your bum as you root the right hip backwards into the earth as both knees rise through center. And cross over to the right side, both knees to the right. Let them settle. Push the edges of the feet down into the earth and towards your hips. As you root the left hip backwards into the earth, rise both knees up. You can do that a couple more times. And as you're ready in your own time, you can find center. Maybe lift both feet off of the ground. Tuck the fronts of both knees. Push the knees away from you to lengthen the arms. Find freedom pose again, like what we started with. Push the knees away, lengthen the belly, lift the chin, press the skull back into the earth, and rock side to side on the hips, ribs, and head. Push the knees into the hands. Get so long in the arms. This feels delicious to me. I hope it does to you as well. Rocking side to side. It's 11:11 my time. You can place those feet back down on the earth, let go of the knees, and do any other movements that your body is craving right now, because we're going to get settled soon into assimilation pose. So any little micro adjustments you need. Maybe untucking the flesh of the glutes once again to lift the bum, untuck the tail. Maybe reach the arms forward into space, into sky, to lift the shoulders, widen the shoulders, and then eventually extend the legs long. Allow for lots of space between the ankles, so the legs might be more starfished out than in a traditional Shavasana. Yeah, nice adjustment with the shoulders, Mike. Widen the arms out wide. Palms up, fingers soft. Maybe lift the head to lift the chin so that the upper fullest part of the back skull is on the earth. Press the head back into the earth to lengthen through the neck, and then let it go. Press the head back again, lift the chin. Notice that lightens up the ribs a little bit, and let it go. Maybe one more like that. And let's find a few sighs, long exhales, deep inhales, maybe an audible sigh. Sinking backwards into the earth, melting the soft tissues of the body, closing the eyes if they're not already, allowing for space at the back molars of the teeth. Bring your attention now to the center of the heart space, energetic heart. Notice a light that lives there. Allow that light to expand like a ball, like a balloon, growing, 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 filling the entire rib cage, like a radiant sun. Rays shining in all directions, growing, growing, growing until you're filling your entire auric field, the whole space around your body. Send light out in all directions, behind you, below your feet, above your head, to the sides, to the front, all around. Send your light out into the world. Send a blessing out into the world. Expand your light, your freedom, your love. Rest here for as long as you need to. Thank you so much for this practice and exploration today.